Okay. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. And we'll keep going to talk about Unit 2. And first, talk about our outline days. We'll have the basic Linux commands, and later we'll talk about basic Windows commands, networking commands, and we'll discuss a tools called Nmaps. It's used to scan the network and scan the specific networks regions or an IP. And later we'll talk about what is IP. Okay, first we start our VirtualBox and logins. Okay, and the Linux command lines. We'll start here, and we can start our command lines. And here's have two options. First one is the general terminal. And the red one is, you can see here is user, but it's root. Root is in Linux is administrators. So it's the highest level in this environment. Okay. Then we can start our command lines. First one will check where we are. So we can use this command. It's called pwd. Okay, and it will show our address is, and here we are at home and users. And OS is to checks the directories and the files. So as we can see, here are the desktops, documents, and downloads, etc. Okay, and later we can use cd to and change the directories. So here we change to desktop, and don't forget to use a tab. Tab is helps you to check is whether your type is wrong or right, and it can help you to type the commands more quickly. So I suggest when you are typing, so you can like you type D and E, and here you to press the tab, and it will generate the desktop automatically. And here we can check our address, and is at index sub, right? And later is another command called wait minutes. Another command is called mkdir, is to create n folders. Okay, so here we need to type the folder name. Okay, we type test, test. Okay, and ls to check it. Okay, here I haven't, sorry. And okay, and here happen folder is called test, right? And later, if we know to have the test, and rm is remove, and r minus r is if we want to remove in folders, we need an r's and typeset file names, and it's called test, and else test is gone, and later we creating files again. Okay, and later we can use copy command to copy this folders and to the and the folder names is called test. Okay, and the address, the dot is to go to the previous directories. So, okay, probably we can copy this to documents. Okay, and later we can cd to documents, and ls, and we can see in folder is called test. And wait a minute, cd to desktop, and we remove it. Okay, and cd to document and okay. Here heaven folder is called test, and move, we can use mv to move the directory to the address and mv, and don't forget ours because it's a folders. Oh no r. And just removing copy needs an r because mv is not necessaries. So mv test and to the address desktop. Okay, and later we go to desktop. Okay, else. Oh, it's too much clear. And cd there else. Here I haven't test. Okay, so okay, keep going. And if we want to uh, create a new files, we can use this command. It's called touch and text files. And ls we can see in file is called test.txt, and it's a text file. And if we want to write something, we can use its command is called vins, and we can write something in it. And first you need to press I, and I can insert anything. And after you're done, you can press WQ is to save your files. Okay. Okay. And because we didn't write anything inside, so you just um, use this to quit. Press Q to quit. Okay. And cat is we can check the file inside, and if it's nothing inside, it can not generate anything. So wait a minute, print test and I insert, and you can see here have an insert, and you can test. Okay, hello world. Okay, and ESC, USC, and this and WQ is to save the files. Okay, and later we can use cat to check it. Hello world. Okay, and later is another command is called grep. It helps you to search for specific tasks within files. So if you want to check it, and it can help you to check it, because here just have one files, but if you have several files, it's need to spend a lot of time to check it. So grep is a very useful command to help you to check it quickly. Okay, so if you want to know which haven't hello, and here is a content and the file names. Okay, text. Okay, and here it will show this. Where is it? Okay, and another command is called sudo. Sudo is to uh, change your identity, and it can help you, and it help you to change your identity to user to the administrator. And in Linux, it's called root. So sudo, and sometimes you will see some error message. You need to change your identity to the administrator. So it needs you need sudo. And if you want to change all of your command to administrators, you can use this command. It's called sudo and su. And you need the passwords. And as you can see, your identity is changed from user to the root, and it's the administrators. Okay. And man is to check all the commands. Okay. Like sudo, you can man sudo, and you can see all the uh, method to use this command and the description. Okay. And all of the commands, you can use man to check it, how to use it. Okay. It's the most common commands in Linux. And later it will come with the networking commands. First is the if config, and it can check your network status and your network interface. Here you can see LO is the local host. Local host is local host. And ETH0 is the Ethernet network interface. Okay. And also IP, it can also show, and another one is called IP link show. It also can share your network interface and yeah, and a MAC. Okay, and another command is called sudo IP link, and sudo like this command we need an okay, okay. Here we go back to users level, and if you want to check, you want to use this command, and you can see IP link sites and network interface. We have an ETH0 and ETH0 and up. It will come up with an operation not permitted. So it means your permission is not enough. So you need a sudo and IP link set ETH0 up, and it work. And IP link show. Then as we can see, here is up. Okay, it's up. And if we want to shut it down, oh, it's wrong. It's IP. And if we shut it down, okay, it's shut down. And let's check the comments. Link show. Okay, it's down. So as you can see, your network is shut down and disconnect. So you cannot, because Ethernet is a network interface help you to connect the outside networking. So if you shut it down, you can connect. You cannot use Chrome or other searching engine. So okay, we keep that up, turning up and check it again. Okay, link show. Okay, it's up again. Good. So next stats. Okay, let's talk about next stats. And we open those command lines, and as the administrators, okay. And what's next is display networking connection and routing tables and interface statistic. Okay, it's knowing about the incoming and outgoing connection of your computer or server give you a big advantage in the fight against this proportionate traffic and malicious softwares. So it's a command line tools used in Windows operating system to display networking connection and routing table and network interface statistic. The -E option stands for the it's Ethernet statistic, which shows statistically information about the network interface cards. Okay, and let's see. That's that's should okay. This is a little bit hard to talk about it, so we'll just skip it. And this part we just talk about the comments and talk about how to use it. So yeah, but this part is we can check the which ports are listening, and this one is our local host and it's our ports, so we can know which one is listening. Okay, and -A is can check about the all connection and listening ports. Okay, and here because it's keep listening, so we can use Control C to interrupt it. Okay, and later we can check our routing tables to with this command -R. It can help us to check our routing tables. And here's is IPv4, here's an IPv6. Okay, later we talk about trace routes. And trace route is to trace the road to a remote host. And trace route is a diagnostic tools used to display the routes taken by data packets as they travel through the network from the source to a destination. It's commonly used to troubleshoot. It's only generally it's for troubleshoots, not for attack. But yeah, help us to troubleshoot the network's connective issues, identify and latency problems, and visualize the path that packet follows across the internet or local network. And trace routes operates by sending packets with an incremental times to leave is an TTL is a time to leave value starting from 1 to destination IP address. Each time the packet is sent, its TTL is incremented by 1, and routers along the path decrease the TTL values by 1 as the packets pass through. So if you pass through the router, it will -1, and you can check it by this minus actions. And when the time to leave reach zeros, the router sends an Internet Control Message Protocol. It's called ICMP, Internet Control Message Protocol, and time exceeded message back to the source, and will note is time exists. Okay, and by incrementing the time to leave and analyzing the ICMP responses, traceroute can determine the IP address of the routers along the path and the times it takes for packets to travel between the source and edge routers. So this information is useful to diagnosing and network issues such as slow connection, packet loss, or the routing loop. So let's start here. And we'll start because trace routes also have in Linux in Windows. So let's just start with Linux first. And the command is a little bit different. So we can check Google. And as you can see, here is O start. And why does O have only start? Here have an good article is talking about it. So if you are interested with it, you can also take a look of this with this articles. And because but basically to explain why is because trace route is using UDP packets and return expires unreachables, and this star means not replies, and because generally the fireworks is this is block from the firewall, so it just come with a star. Okay, here is UDP packets. Okay, and later we talk about forgot. Shit, I forgot the comments. Serious problem. This okay. Okay. And tracers. Okay, it's also called trace routes, but it's in Windows. So the command is a little bit different, but it's a trace and CRT is routes. Okay. And Google again. And why Windows have the not just star, because in window command is use another's method to connect, and it's similar with ping command. So we still can see the message and not just the star. Okay. And this command usually helps us to check which router might have some problems. And this probably is the router setting or the IP is not exists. And trace routes is helps us to configure the problems. Okay, good. And let's start with it. Basic scans for the open ports. Okay, wait a minute. Shit. And we talk about map later. Sorry, it's wrong. It's not correct. We talk about nmap later, not now. Okay. And we just talk about the Linux command to check the IP, and Windows also have the command to check the IP, so IP config. And it's less information. But if you want to check more information, here I have an O command, and you can check a whole information about your local network's informations status. Okay. And because later we will talk about how to SSH to our Linux. So this one first, this one is our virtual. This is our virtual. So VirtualBox is like a route. You can assume this like a router. So in VirtualBox, it still will create a virtual network interface. And here's is VirtualBox is like a router, and this is then IP, and we can later to use the SSH command to connect our VirtualBox. So let's do this SH and minus P. P is the ports. Okay. Oh, sorry, I forgot this. Uh, oh, sorry. Okay. Well, I just talk about it. Connect our VirtualBox first, and we need to set up how to connect it. We need to set up here and open press your machine and press setting and network, and you can see an NAT, your network adapter, and here have an port forwarding, and here's we use the TCP and to set up your host name and host ports and guest IP and guest ports. So how to set it up? First, we check our IP in Kali Linux first, in our virtual machine first. And you can see here your network interface, because here is your local, not your is cannot connect outside. Okay, outside network. So we need an Ethernet network interface. And this one is your IPv4 IP, IPv4 IP in your virtual machine. So here we also checked our VirtualBox IP is 198.168.561. So your host IP, your host IP need to be here and this one. And the default IP for the VirtualBox is generally is this one. So probably you can type the same one here, and the host is whatever you want. So even is another port is also can connect. So 727 is good. And because we used an SH commands to connect it, so SH is to work through by 22 ports, so as 22 ports. And this is our virtual machine IP. So here is at here. So just write it down and type it down. Okay, and you press OK. And OK is the setting is done. It's completed. And later we can use our open our command lines. Oh shit. Okay, command lines open and sh and minus p. P is our host ports. Okay, it's our host ports here over here. And okay, host port is 727 and user, right? Because do you remember when you log in, your username is here is your username. Okay, is your username and adds which IP. So 68 and 56. Sorry, 68 and 561. Okay. Okay, check it. And SH and our ports and our host ports and our username and our address. And if our first connects by here, you will have an fingerprint, and you just press yes, and later, okay, we talk about this later. Okay, we connected successfully. Good. And generally, we just talk about the fingerprints. So we talk about this first. Shit. I forgot where this is. Wait a minute, I forgot where's the file is. Probably it's a C servers. Figure, I figure. Okay, I forgot. I remember. It's like here. Oh, okay, good. I found it. I found it. It's a SH and can check it. Oh no, there are. And here have a non-host. It's called non-host. And the non-host is the your fingerprints will store right here. So if we want to connect again, I will show you. So I remove this. Wait a minute. I forgot remove. Probably or remove. Yeah, remove then host. No host. Okay. Now I am. I forgot the Windows commands. Three. Probably RV. RV. No RV, I think. Shit. Windows commands. Three. Files. Okay, the zero. Okay, CEO and the non-host. And check it. They are okay. It's gone, and we connect again. Exist. Okay, with is the connection is interrupts and connect again. And here we'll ask the SHA. SHA is called hash. It's in passwords. SHA-256 is an encrypts hash. And sure to continue connects here and by fingerprints. Okay, yes. We press yes. Oh shit. Yes. Yes. And you will ask your password. Okay. And it's connect. And okay, good. Why we need use the Windows command line to connect our VirtualBox machine, because sometimes we need to copy some files, and here if we want to copy some file literally to our VirtualBox will be a little bit complicated, and sometimes you need to it's help you to use it more easily. So cool. And that's it for here. Okay, we keep talk about IPO. This comment. Okay, and IP. config and oh. How to connect to our router? Okay, we start with it. Here, we'll see our default gateway. And for mine is this. And as you can see, if you want to see your, if you want to connect to your router, you can open the search engine. And okay, here is HTTP because not HTTPS. Okay, HTTP, and here's gateway. So 166 and 0.1. Okay, and you can connect to your routers. And it's probably not route, but it's AP. For mine, is an AP, so you can connect to here, and it's by the default gateways. And if you're in the SAM's local network environments, you can not this. Yeah, just by this ipconfig command, you can check your default gateway. Just yeah. Okay, and let's talk about okay, it's down, it's down. Okay, ping. Was ping? Ping is a very common command to help us to check in to troubleshooting the network's problems. So we can utilize by this command to check our network status. So ping the google.com and to check our network is working or is shut down. And here have been another methods to use this, and it's ping and size. And I remembers has some limitation, so probably we just type in big. Okay. So it's have to be 1 to first. Okay, good. Okay. Hmm. I'm not sure why here have been requests out. Okay, probably is too big or connects to here to too many times. Two. Okay, probably it's too many times. So yeah, not sure. Why? Okay. Oh, keep going to talk about the S lookup, and it's an others comment to help us to check then ours network status. And oh, sorry. Here we check then NCUT and NCUT and EDU. So yeah, it can query and domain name system records for specific domains. Okay, and good. That's it. Okay, so it's all for the Windows command, and we are keep going to talk about the map. So because we need to find an target, but a map is an isn't tools, but sometimes if you are use it in wrong way, you will be an attack action. So we cannot scan it to everyone's. So I suggest you scan this to like target drones, or to your local network. So I suggest you can scan. For me, I can scan my routers, for example. So my router is E192.192.168 and 0 1s. Okay. And if it's the command is more complicated, it needs some time to wait for a while. So later I think I cannot show all the comments because sometimes you need to wait for long times, probably approximately 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Okay. And first one is the most common commands in maps is mmap and the targets. So this one is my routers, is my AP, and it can scan and the host discovery. And as we can see here, having returns outcomes, and we can see this open, and we just connected by HTTP, so 80 port is opened. Okay. And MApps have the three and having different port scanning methods. And first one we talk about the port open scanning. So what is port open scanning? When we use the Nmaps, and it will send a package to our target, right? And this is by TCP, and here have an action is called three ways handshake. So what is three-way handshake? We will send and synchronize packets synchronized to our targets, and our targets will return an ACK to us, and we send an ACK again, and after our targets send an RST to us, and the host will be done. So it's called three-way handshake completed, and connection will interrupt by this RST. And having another condition, because if the port is closed, we send and synchronize to our targets, and it's close, so our targets will send an RST packet to us, so we will know the port is close. So without this, we can note our the port we are scanning, or the target we are scanning, is the port is probably is close by without this. Okay. So TCP scan is a ping scan, also known as an ICMP echo scan, or the host discovery scan. Is a network scanning technique used to determine if the host is online or is and responsive. So the primary purpose of the ping scan is to identify the active host on the networks rather than probing for open ports or service. So this. Okay. Let's take a break for a while because it's too long. Yeah.